life into that whole scenario about black comedians, black actors wearing the dress.
Yeah.
And so that made me think of something to the point, because you do a lot of impressions and everything. Do you ever run into problems, doing these different impressions of the people that you do them of? Because I noticed, like on Mad TV, you were able to play DMX's mom, and you always get a great DMX. So, like, what was his impression of, you doing him, and then, how was he to work with on that skit?
Well, he was great to work with on the skit. I remember at first, he didn't, and I think this was before he read the script, he didn't really feel comfortable talking about his mother. So at first he didn't want to do that. But then once he read the script and saw what it was and understood it, he was all for it. And I remember it was funny because, rappers are infamous for showing up late. And of course, this is DMX, the most streetiest street nigga of the street niggas.
Right.
So he makes sure he puts every stereotype front and center. So we all sitting around waiting on him, and he's late. And then all of a sudden, like 5 SUVs, black SUVs show up. Everybody get out the car smoking. And, of course, all the black people that worked on a lot, actors and non-actors included, we all excited to see him. So we all standing around in a circle, just hanging out because we know he's coming any minute. And then finally he pulls up and he gets out. He's like, yo, dog, you want to smoke? Nigga, you want to smoke? And he's offering everybody the blunt. And we're like, nah, nigga, we're working.
Man.
Yeah, plus it's illegal,
Man.
He didn't give a fuck. And we was like, nah, we good, but thanks, homie. He was like, fuck it then, nigga. More for me. And he just started, smoking. But it was cool, man. He was real cool about it. But I remember back when, it was a long while ago, when I had my CD out, my comedy CD, I Ain't Scared. And it was a double compilation where I was doing stand-up on one disc and prank phone calls on the other. So I had a couple of phone calls doing him. And I remember around this time, Method Man and Redman were guests on Mad TV. So, and I've always been kind of cool with Meth and Red too, but more Meth. And then Red was like, yo, man, we going to the Jay-Z concert tonight at the Staples Center. You wanna fall through? I was like, hell yeah. So first I met up with Redman at his hotel in Beverly Hills. We chopped it up about some shit. And then I went with him to the concert. So I'm backstage, and I mean, motherfucking Busta Rhymes is there, Snoop is there, a lot of rappers. And I saw X, and I had my joint with me. It just came out. So I was like, hey, X, I got Busta Rhymes, Snoop, everybody holding up my joint, telling people cop it. I'm wondering if you could kind of give me like a promo and do the same thing. He said, yeah, dog, follow me. So I followed him into the locker room, which felt like a mistake shortly as soon as I got in there, because there's only one entrance in and one entrance out. So he comes in followed by like 20 of his niggas, and they all make a circle around me and X. And me and X is in the middle. And then the bodyguard comes in and he slams the door shut and stands in front of the door, arms crossed. And I'm like, oh shit, what's up? And he's like, yo, dog, I heard some things. You know what I mean? My voice, you saying some shit, what's up? And so he didn't know really if I was fucking with him in a bad light. And that didn't bother me. But what freaked me out was, as he was talking, at one point, he kept moving his mouth around, his tongue around, and I saw something shiny in his mouth. And so finally, he pulls out the straight razor blade.
Shit.
Now, the first time I saw that was in that movie, I forget what it's called, the basketball movie.
I thought it was, Above the Rim.
That was the scariest shit conceptually to me, because I'm going, what nigga talent do you have to be able to talk with a razor blade in your mouth and not cut yourself? And this really let me know how black I'm not. Like, I'm black. I'm authentically black. But I'm not nigga black. Like I'm a Huxtable. DMX is good times. So that nigga pulled that shit out, and I said, oh shit. So I was like, yo, X, man, I'm telling you, man, it's all flattery. It's no disrespect. I just do a couple of prank calls where I'm pretending to be you. but can you endorse it? He was like, I tell you what, nigga, come by my hotel tomorrow. Let me hear it. If it's good, yeah. If it's not, that nigga straight growled, nigga. And I just was like, okay. And so I told him I was gonna come back. I never did. And that was that.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Man.
Man, that's funny.
Dude, I can only imagine the story.